Welcome in. Frosty Takes Super Bowl recap. There was some Bears news today as well. We were going to take a month off, but Niloff insisted we get back on here. We're making some changes. This is going to be a football-only show. We're going to cover the NFL in depth. We're not going to pander around other nonsense. If things come up that deserve to be talked about, maybe we'll do some one-off episodes or something like that. But primarily NFL, Bears, Packers, anything going on in football. It'll make things a lot more concise, but we're not going to spend too much time on that. Chiefs win their second Super Bowl in a row, third in 4 years, I believe, or 5 years, whatever, their dynasty. At this point, we had the parade yesterday where Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes were wasted. We got Kyle Shanahan firing coaches. We got a bunch of shit going on. I guess I'll kick it to Niloff to start. We'll get our recaps here. You bet the Chiefs, second year in a row, the only one, and I mean, it worked out. You picked a better quarterback. Usually you're going to win in the Super Bowl. I know how it goes with Brady. But what do you got on the Chiefs winning and you winning some bets on Sunday?
I mean, back-to-back years, man, the lone soldier winning a Super Bowl bet. It feels good. But I think if we recall what I said I think it was going to come down to the very end, and I'm taking Mahomes over Purdy because Mahomes is going to get it done in the end. And that's exactly what happened. Chiefs stayed in the game the whole time. Were able to punch it in and get some points where they needed. And I thought overall it was a great game, honestly. I had a great time watching it. It was close the whole time. Not much more I could have asked for.
Sucked. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but then the second half, and especially overtime, like that, it got really good. I feel like it made up for a slow start. When it came to the first half, I mean, the Chiefs, man, I think what killed them was just so many like little errors that were just killing drives, like the Pacheco not handling the toss back, couple penalties, like just stupid shit like that was killing drives, and they couldn't get anything going. And then they were able to, obviously turn it the fuck around in the second half. And I thought the Chiefs defense did a really good job against the star-studded fucking San Fran offense with stars all over the place too. So, good game.
Bruce?
It was a fantastic game. One of the best games we've gotten in a while. Now, it should have been over in regulation, but the 49ers can't block on special teams and had the extra point of their touchdown blocked. Game should have ended 2021. Honestly, it should have been so much worse. The first half, San Francisco had shot after shot after shot to throw knockout punches, and they were just fucking swinging and missing, man. Just absolutely swinging and missing. They could not capitalize on all of the mistakes that the Chiefs were making. Like Josh said, the Chiefs did make a bunch of mistakes, and they did not. That was the worst half of football I have ever seen an Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes football team play.
Yeah.
And the Niners just couldn't do anything with it. And then I almost said Fred Warner. It was the other one. Drake Greenlaw tearing his Achilles, just being too hyped to run out on the field.
Yeah,
honestly hurt him because the second half, the Chiefs just attacked the middle of the field with Travis Kelce and Oren Burks and the other guy whose name escapes me, but it was a hyphen. They just couldn't compete. They just were not ready to compete in the Super Bowl against Travis Kelce, and it showed. They got smoked. They gave up 2 touchdowns over the middle in the second half. That's exactly where Drake Greenlaw stands out, a very good pass defending linebacker, and the Niners missed him sorely. And then, they couldn't do anything really on offense. The run game didn't look good. The passing game clearly didn't look good because they just didn't win,
Yeah, and we all said it last week. Like at least I said it with Niloff. Kyle Shanahan was gonna find a way to lose the game, and it's just like, Bruce, you're 100% right. They should have been up like fucking 20 zip in the first half.
I can't believe they gave Mahomes the ball second in OT.
That it's not even that. People are making they had a million other chances to win the fucking game. They could have scored a touchdown first and then got the ball third. I agree. The decision's wrong.
They do, but you don't give Mahomes 4-down offense.
That's fine. But dude, just catch a punt. Don't tear your fucking Achilles celebrating a punt. Like, just remain calm. And Bruce, you're 100% right. That over everything changed the game because Greenlaw locked Kelsey down. He had one catch at halftime. The guy finished
for 1 yard.
He can't finish with 11 catches for 92 yards. Like, it's just, and Shanahan firing Steve Wilkes, I think it was yesterday, he's such a joke.
Yeah.
Like, I truly think he's like early Andy Reid when Reid was with the Eagles. He just couldn't get over the hump. I think he's not going to win a Super Bowl with the Niners until he just goes somewhere else. Like, it's at this point, we just need, or the Niners just need to figure out, like, are we going to keep this guy around long term? Because the roster's been great since he's got there. So I don't know how much of it is coaching. Obviously, he's gone through a ton of quarterbacks that have all been really solid, so I guess it's good. But in these playoff games, these tight games, it comes down to the quarterback. Mahomes is a killer. And this is why I hate, like, I know I say this a lot too, like, oh, Caleb's next Mahomes. Like, dude, nobody's Mahomes, nobody's Kelsey, nobody's Reed, nobody's Brady, nobody's Belichick, because they just want to fucking win and kill you. Like, let's get into the Andy Reid thing. I don't know how you guys felt about that. Obviously, don't hit your coach, all that shit. But the fucking backlash from it was kind of crazy, in my opinion. I didn't have a problem with it. Like, the guy
he was always gonna fucking get backlash for it. The media loves fucking that shit, dude. But yeah, I mean, I think he did cross the line. Like, you can't be bumping into the coach and nearly knocking him over. But the fact that, he got emotional and was fucking yelling at Reed. I mean, that shit happens all over the league. It's just because it was the Super Bowl and it was Kelsey and he fucking knocked him a bit that it's all over the place. But I mean, this is fucking competitive nature. Like, these guys are all blacked out on that field right now. Like, I guarantee no one fucking knows what's going on. It's all instinctual play, in my opinion. When you're in a fucking game like that, your emotions are so high. It is.
What do you do?
I mean, I disagree.
No.
First of all, you've never played on that level, Bruce. I don't want to hear it.
Neither of you, but a professional athlete, they're not, especially a guy like Travis Kelce. He's not blacking out for this. He's got the experience and the pedigree.
But your emotions, what I was trying to accentuate, essentially.
I would assume most of the guys very vividly, doesn't matter which side you're on, remember everything from the Super Bowl because you don't get that many chances at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so. I mean, it's just like Mahomes is 28, 3 Super Bowls. In my opinion, he's right behind Brady, if not well on his way to passing him. And it's nuts, but it's like, this is now the argument. It's okay. We're going to get this quarterback on a draft-friendly deal or a rookie deal. And now Mahomes proved that wrong. Like, man, it doesn't matter. You can still build around him and figure things out. Like, the cap hit was almost $50 million this year. And
because he's Mahomes.
Yeah, no, 100%. But that's what I'm saying. It's like he did this.
Other teams in the league don't have that luxury.
No, I'm well aware, but I'm just saying you can build around these quarterbacks and pay them and still win. Like, it's like there's the Lamar, Justin Fields side where it's like build a great team and like, yeah, the quarterback and Brock Purdy, like, yeah, the quarterback may not be the best. I thought, all things considered, all the shit talking going on, Brock played a pretty good game. Looking back at that and rewatching that back, he didn't.
I don't think he had a bad game.
He didn't make any turnovers. He did miss 2 touchdowns in the end zone, but they weren't like wide open.
And guys are going to miss throws, man. We've gone over this several times. I mean, like,
especially guys who are in their second season in the league.
Yeah.
Like, Brock Purdy's no slouch. I think we've proven that. He's a damn good quarterback.
I think he's well above.
I don't know if you want to call it the system or whatever. Brock Purdy does it well. What he's asked to do, he does. And you got to give credit to the kid for that.
Yeah, no, I thought he played well.
He does what they ask him to do, is take care of the ball, process the field, and throw it where it's fucking open. And just try to keep it simple for him at that, and he gets it done. I like him a lot.
Yeah, I just can't even imagine my favorite NFL team winning 3 Super Bowls in this quick and talking about 3-peats and shit. I mean, it's insane. Like, they're talking about 3-peats, and it's like, until they lose.
I don't blame them, man. Yeah.
No, it's sick. Like, this is like, I couldn't have, like, I I work with a Chiefs fan. I'm like, how are you feeling? Like, what does it feel like? He's like, I never thought we'd be here. I went through a lot of losing. And it's just insane. Like, they just don't even. It's just a great feeling. I hope to one day have it at least for one. At least one Super Bowl. Give me one, please, God.
In our lifetime, man. Just one.
Just give me one. That's all I ask for. Anything else, I'll take as bonus. But what do we think about, obviously, let's talk about the coin flip. And it turns out a lot of 49ers players didn't know the rule, but I think that's on the players a little bit too. Like, you play in a professional sports league and you don't know the rule when it gets posted on Twitter and Instagram all summer. And you think they talked about it in OTAs and training camp. Apparently not. We know the Chiefs did.
You'd think they would have sent out a fucking memo
the Chiefs
reminder.
have said they
the
talked about it
started.
extensively.
Yeah, and they fucking put a package in training camp, and they were going to go for 2 no matter what. If the 49ers had scored a touchdown, Mom said we worked on this at training camp, and we would have went for fucking 2 there in the win because we weren't giving them the ball back again.
That's what happens when you expect to be there and then when you hope to be there.
Yep.
Because I'm sure Shanahan had something drawn up that, he thought he might run if he got to that situation.
I mean, their
he
drive,
he wasn't having the boys
when they got
run
the
it.
ball, by all means. They just couldn't
If it
take
was
the
a
risk.
great drive, they would have scored.
Yes. I don't know what you guys think about this, but I said in that moment after he missed on that 3rd down, I said I would be going for it on 4th.
You can't do that though.
I know you can't. He would get killed for it, but like at the same time, I just remember immediately thinking like, dude, you cannot give Mahomes.
That's what we killed Dan Campbell for in the NFC title game. You can't do that, especially with the defense just having to make one play. Like,
Dan Campbell did it in the 4th quarter, though, didn't he?
No, he did it at the whole NFC Championship game. I mean, he did it in the 2nd quarter, 3rd quarter, the 4th quarter. I mean, what's
the difference?
I think it's
between
different
the
when you're in
quarter
overtime.
and overtime.
No.
What's the difference?
There's none.
Because you're expecting the game to end at the end of that period, in both situations. So what's the difference?
If that's your argument, the 49ers kicked a field goal with 2 minutes left on like a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. They should have went for that in the 4th quarter. Then is what you're saying. Wound the clock down to 0, then kick the game-winning field goal. If you want to get crazy like that I can agree with, I guess.
I mean, look,
but this
I
is what
100% understand.
does to the other side, dude. It's crazy. Like, that. Who knows what Shanahan would think? Probably, I don't want to fucking give the ball back to this guy.
You think there's not a chance in hell, Bruce, that he didn't think about it, even for a split second,
quickly?
And he's just like, no, I can't do that. That's a fireable fucking offense.
Yeah, I'm sure he looked through every play on his play sheet. I'm sure he did. But the smart play there is to take the points, and any good coach would have done that. Yeah, you can't have the ball in overtime.
I'm not blaming him for doing what he did. I just wanted to pose the question because I just vividly remember in that moment thinking to myself like, it's way too fucking ballsy, but I would honestly just fucking go for the 1st down or a touchdown here. That was just my first thought.
Like a respect thing for the players. Like, they've earned the right to at least see a lead and have a chance to defend it. Like, if you don't get that,
that's true. Like, I mean, they would have had to defend it because the ball would have just flipped. But it's a whole different scenario. They only got to get a field goal. I get that.
I don't know. Shanahan's a clown. I won't take that guy seriously until he's out of San Francisco. I've seen it too much. Christian McCaffrey only had like 1 carry from the start of the middle of the 3rd until like almost the last drive of the 4th quarter. Like, dude, what are we doing? I've seen
they used him a lot on that fucking OT drive.
To be fair, he was only averaging like 3.1 yards per carry.
I still
like the run game wasn't working.
Did you see what?
Honestly, if I was him, I would have switched to Elijah Mitchell because he was getting 5 yards every time he touched the ball.
I mean, dude, the Chiefs do not play man press coverage, and they played more man press coverage on Sunday than they have all season long. Said, Brock Purdy, you're going to beat us. These receivers, you're going to beat us. Dude, Spagnuolo is, I just don't, outside of Belichick being with the Giants, like what other, and Uncle Vic, Uncle Vic doesn't have the Super Bowls. I mean, this guy, a D coordinator, is unbelievable. And then the corner blitz on that 3rd down. in overtime to get the pressure there, and Purdy doesn't see Ayuk over the middle because he's trying to go to CMC on the right. It's just the guy's unbelievable. He puts his players in great positions, and guess what? He's a game-to-game basis. The 49ers, literally Purdy after the games, I thought they were going to be in zone all game, and they were in fucking man. Like, it's crazy to me, and it goes back to what I think Tom Brady said it last week or 2 weeks ago. He's like, these quarterbacks are knowing that these plays are going to not be successful, yet still snapping the ball and hoping they can just make a run or, like, force it in. And Brady's like, well, in my 20 years, I knew that play wouldn't be successful, so I got to get to my best other play. And, yeah, that doesn't work, but they're just not, like, quarterbacks. And I'm not blaming Purdy for this, but if you're fucking Shanahan, dude, like, I just don't understand. One of the best offensive minds of football, and you don't change the game plan at all in the second half. Like, take some shots with Ayuk, and you got to get the ball to your best player. And now Ayuk is upset and I wants out of San Francisco, even though he's under contract, which I doubt that happens. But
I'd take a little bit of Brandon Ayuk.
I would take a lot of that.
Fuck you, Bruce. You cannot talk about Ayuk. You know this guy, when we were fucking drafting in Frankfurt, and I was talking about Ayuk before the draft started. I said, dude, I really like Ayuk. I think we should get him in that, like, 5th round, even if we got to overpay a little bit. I just have a feeling, man. I think
Josh wanted to draft Ayuk in the 3rd round.
Nah, 5th, I could see.
It was not the 3rd round.
Yes,
It was late 4th or early 5th.
You can't
Debo Samuel is still on the board, and you wanted to take Brandon Ayuk.
Hell no.
I would take Ayuk over fucking.
No,
I did not want to take Ayuk in the 3rd round, Bruce. That was when you had your fucking Josh Allen idea.
And you wanted Ayuk. That's why we drafted Josh Allen.
No. Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, because a lot of wide receivers went off early, didn't they? Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't have been a bad play looking back at it, huh?
No, but hindsight's 2020.
Yeah,
Josh Allen didn't have a great year.
You also
the best quarterback
him in the late 4th if he was there.
Yeah, I mean, the second half was great. Mahomes, unreal. Like Andy Reid, Travis Kelce going for the 3-peat. Like, it's going to be hard to knock them off. Like, there's a lot of talent in the NFL, but more importantly, and this will kind of transition us into the Bears, the NFC is wide open, I think. Like, the Niners don't really scare me. The Eagles are whatever they're doing. They have some holes. Dallas is Dallas. Green Bay has a good future and a young roster, similar to us.
Same with Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, well, with Jared Goff, I'm not taking that team seriously. I think Detroit really fucked up. This was the year to get there and win it. And
yeah, but Detroit's in a position where they could take, like, their late 1st round or a 2nd round pick and draft a project quarterback.
It's true. I don't think they will, but it's true. I hope.
I don't know,
but,
man. I mean,
but like, they're in that
Jared
Goff leaves that window.
It turned out to be great, but we were laughing at a lot of Detroit's picks during that fucking draft.
I still disagree with Gibbs. I would have.
A lot of people were more upset with Jack Campbell than Gibbs too. That's what I think was the crazy thing. And Jack Campbell was a leading tackler in the NFL. He was a monster.
I didn't mind the I don't think any of us minded the Campbell pick. I think it was Gibbs.
None of us did, but a lot of people were fucking.
Like, if you look at the internet, a lot of people were really mad
because there was all those clips of them going nuts in the war room after they fucking picked those guys too. They did it for like their first 3 picks. They were going nuts.
Like the Gibbs pick, everybody thought it was weird because they had just signed Monty, but they recognized the talent.
Yeah, I mean,
the Jack Campbell pick, everybody had him at like a late 2nd, maybe early 3rd round grade from what I had seen. And they drafted him like, what, mid 1st?
Yeah.
Turns out they were fucking
late first. Jameer was mid 1st.
Yeah, that's right. Jameer was 12 and Gibbs was like 20.
22 or something.
Then, yeah. And turns out that guy's a monster. Great player. They nailed it.
Gonna be a
great future player ahead of them.
I don't know about the Lions. I could see him finishing 500 next year. I think to be honest with you, I'm not scared of the Lions as long as Goff is the quarterback and Campbell's the head coach after what I saw for both of them this year. Green Bay, definitely not fucking scared of yet. I think the North, the NFC is going to be wide open, which is good. We just don't have that Brady type player in the NFC, which is good. It's just the problem is when or if you ever get to a Super Bowl, you're probably going to have to go up against fucking Mahomes, Josh Allen, Burrow. Like, the AFC is fucking gauntlet. Lamar's
Loaded,
still
bro.
there.
And don't sleep, man. I mean, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, that's a different team, I think, with him at the helm, too.
I mean, if he
It'll be
stays
interesting to
healthy,
see.
maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
if he stays healthy, of course.
No, Bears. So Bears made some news today, post Super Bowl stuff. It's gonna get really busy around here. I think we're gonna be coming on more than we think with these new changes. But Cody Whitehair cut, Eddie Jackson cut 20. I think it was 21.5 mil, 22 mil saved against the cap this year to spend. And I mean, boys, I like both these moves. They needed to happen. Shout out to Cody Whitehair. I didn't know he played that many games. I mean, he's been shit for 2 years, but the guy played a lot of games.
He's been with us for 8 years,
Oh.
8 seasons, man.
And he's played 3 different positions on the line.
Yeah.
It just kind of fell apart this year. When he was on the field, he was arguably the worst player on the field pretty much every time he went out there. And it's hard to see because I was a big Cody Whitehair fan. He played really well.
He had that all-pro
for,
year,
like,
man. He
3
was
years.
fucking unreal that year, bro.
Yeah.
He was never
all-pro
bad
at
until
center?
this year.
Or was he playing guard?
All pro at guard.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, it sucks. And, like, those are 2 guys from the 18 team that was so fun and easily the best, funnest Bears time we've had in, like, 10, 15 years was that team, but in that year. But they're gone. There's been a lot of rumors. Rumors are Danielle Hunter. They're going to go after him. They're going to go – I mean, I'd go after the dude from the Ravens. What's his name? Magape or Baduke?
Justin Matabike.
Matabike. Yeah, give me that guy. That's my number 1 right now.
He's it's hard to say no to Justin Matabike. I just sometimes I question his work rate.
Okay.
Danielle Hunter is a fucking.
I'm not big on heavy DNs. I like my DNs to be a little more light, quick. Matabike is built like a D tackle, but the Ravens have him playing DN. Now, if we want to sign Matt, I think he could. I mean, he's a massive individual. He's super strong. I think he'd be overmatching people because he's not a bad DN. Obviously, that's why you have him as number 1. He's obviously a good player.
Yes.
A very good football player. I think he'd be better served shooting gaps on guards and centers than he is trying to beat tackles to the outside.
That's fair. I mean, it's going to be a fun offseason. It's already started. I mean, do you guys have any issues with these moves? Jackson hasn't played as bad as maybe everyone's, and including myself.
He can't tackle.
Can't tackle, can't stay healthy for a full year, and he's just not worth the money he's getting paid. He's been okay, and we're not paying him to be okay.
Yeah,
I know.
It hurts to see him go, but I completely agree with you, man. It's just a business decision that had to be made. He wasn't bringing enough value to match the contract, and that money could wisely be used elsewhere on this defense because I think we're all right secondary-wise even without him.
Now, I don't know if it's – I don't know if you've heard anything about this, Nick. I feel like I remember reading something somewhere, or maybe it's just something my stupid brain cooked up. But did he say something about just testing free agency and maybe, like, still being open to come back?
No, so they sat him down in the exit interview, and they're like, listen, we want you. We want you back. Like, we appreciate you being a leader on defense and everything like that. We just need to get to the right number. Like, would you be open to taking a pay cut? He said no and walked out.
Yeah, but what if it comes back like nobody wants to give him what he wants? Because I have a feeling that's going to happen.
It's not like a severed relationship. Yeah, for sure. They could come back.
That's what I was thinking. Like,
they could lowball him for sure. They will.
Yeah, if the rest of the league kind of lowballs him, maybe the Bears don't lowball him as bad because he's been around.
Yeah.
No one's going to pay him what he was going to make.
Yeah, his cap hit was like what, 14 million?
18 this year.
18. There you go. You can't be paying $18 million for a ball hawk safety who doesn't ball hawk anymore, can't make a tackle, and plays probably less than 60% of the snaps.
Yeah,
definitely less than 60% of the snaps.
Yeah, I mean it's unfortunate because there was so much potential there, and after he broke his leg at Bama and fell, I mean 17 and 18, that dude was fucking special. 19 was really good. No one would throw to him. Like,
I mean, it was going into 19. He
Not,
had
I mean,
more pick
not
sixes than like 15 franchises over the last 3 years.
yeah. Yeah.
not
I mean,
this season, but the season prior. I think he wasn't completely healthy the whole year, but when he was playing that first half of the season, he was getting all pro votes. People were
yeah,
talking
last year.
about all pro for
The
Eddie
problem
Jackson.
is
Then he
he
got
got
hurt
hurt.
again.
Yeah.
That was the foot issue, and he was out pretty much the rest of the year. And then he did
And
not
he's
get back to
been
that
dealing
same
with
height of
that
form.
foot issue, that same foot issue for like
That's a
2.5
chronic.
years now.
It's gonna come
This
back.
Frank, yep.
It's never gonna fully heal. It never does. It's gonna be an issue for the rest of his career as long as he
And-
keeps playing. I mean, I could see him.
And that's all I'm saying. You can't pay $18 million
No.
to a guy you know is not going to play a full season.
And we found out that if you're not gonna get to the number Poles wants, you're gonna go. So that's something Poles stands on, and for whatever reason, that's what he. I mean, good for him. I don't mind it so far. Hasn't crushed us in any way yet, but I mean, at some point, you're gonna have to overvalue someone.
He's paid cash. That Montez Sweat
No, I
deal
know.
wasn't tiny.
I know.
I think he just has premier positions that he's willing to pay that money in,
That's fair,
which I respect and I like. And I think
He's got to get
predominantly
a
it's the
deal done
trenches.
with JJ.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm surprised,
Yes.
I'm a little surprised. I'm not, but I thought for sure we were going to get something. And there's a lot of chatter in one of my chats that like, oh, this is setting up the JJ extension announcement. I'm like, it appears they're still far apart from the last time I heard. Which
I mean, these two players be getting cut, and that opening up the cap space
Watch them
helps.
just fuck around and give them all the cap they just cleared up. All right, here's 21 and a half a year.
I mean,
I wouldn't hate it.
I don't think a Jalen extension
That's a lot.
until closer to training camp because I listened to Josh Lucas, who was the former.
I don't know about training camp. I was thinking more of the draft.
I think after the draft, yeah. But the reason I say that is because I mean, if you're a GM and if I was a GM, like you want to fill as many holes as you can in free agency, and then you attack the draft not based on need. You do that best player available the first 2 rounds, and then you just take the best football players. Like, because when you start overdrafting people and not relying on unrestricted free agents, things like that, because good players are going to get cut in every camp. Like, you're going to be able to fill out the roster, but in my opinion, fill as many holes in free agency that you see fit with a reasonable deal. Like the dude for Miami, the center, I wouldn't overpay him now. I wouldn't give him a big deal. I actually wouldn't even pay him at all because of the injuries coming on.
Yeah, he's not gonna leave. He's
Right.
gonna take a haircut to stay with Miami because he just tore his ACL, and he
Right.
probably won't sign a long deal.
But shit like that, like you got to fill out this roster as much as you can on reasonable deals and free agency, and then go into the draft in a good spot. I think, to be honest, I think you have to trade Justin before the draft if you're taking Caleb before free agency, because you let other people that weren't supposed to be on the market, and you lose a lot of leverage and what you're going to have. And we can get to Justin in a second about all the Pittsburgh Steelers and Patriots talk, but I mean, where do you guys feel this team is heading into free agency? Like, I think we're on the same page. Address the D line, maybe the interior of the O line, and go from there.
I mean, you need to address the O line. I've said it time and time again.
Yeah.
If you don't build that line, it doesn't matter if we have fucking prime fucking Dan Marino standing back there. If he has no time to throw the ball, he's not going to be able to hit open guys. It's just a fact. We've seen it ever. It's what we saw with Caleb in college this year. His numbers were a bit down because his line sucked and he was running for his life and getting hit a lot. We don't want him doing that again. We don't want Justin Fields never had a good offensive line. Never gave it to him. What was the last time the Bears had a good offensive line? When fucking
2010.
Olin Kreutz and Roberto Garza were fucking the big men.
2010, which was led by Kreutz,
yeah.
That's what
It's just disgusting. This team, this city is supposed to be built on the fucking run game, but we can't have an offensive line, so we can't run the ball.
Bruce, I want your thoughts on this because you played the position and have been around the position, and I think you know it probably better than me and Niloff. So we need a center, right?
Yeah.
So with a rookie quarterback most likely coming in, yes, we could draft a center in the second or third round, But wouldn't you want also bring in some kind of veteran there so he can take some pressure off the rookie quarterback with protections and calling out the defense and things like that? Or do you think that just doesn't matter?
I see the center doesn't have to make those calls. You know what I'm saying? Like
He doesn't have to.
if you
but I think
if
there's
you
guys
have
with centers that do.
But do you think?
oh
it could
yeah
take
yeah
pressure
no
off?
I'm just saying if you have like a good veteran guard, it's more about the chemistry with the quarterback and the center. And once they get comfortable with each other, then the center is not thinking so much about the exchange or where he's coming with the snap. He can worry more about what's in front of him. And that's when you see the guys really getting comfortable and making calls and picking out linebackers and changing the shifts and the coverage up front. Where if you take a rookie center, if you have a veteran guard, the guard can do that for him until he's comfortable. It's not something a center. It's not like playing defense where you need a linebacker or a safety to adjust everything. You can have either guard, if you have good veteran presence next to him, and that kind of stuff doesn't matter unless you don't think he's going to be capable of doing that kind of thing. Then that's another development problem, but that's a whole different story. Like
I
a
mean, when you think
rookie
about it,
center
specific to
wouldn't
the
be the
Bears,
worst thing.
So a rookie center with a
We
rookie
don't-
quarterback, it could be fine.
Yeah, because
you
there's
trust
going to
Nate
be
Davis to be
issues.
looking up and looking over the field? For the
I mean,
Senate?
No, I did
league.
not. I didn't say Nate Davis.
So
I
what,
said a
Tevin
good
Jenkins?
veteran guard. No, I'm saying you'd have to get somebody.
I think
to
he's
do
saying
that. If you're
either
going
way,
to
you
draft
need
a
Then you're
to
saying
bring
you're
in a
okay
veteran O-line.
paying a right guard or somebody to come in veteran wise.
right, but it
Okay.
doesn't have to be a center. You don't have to go get the best
I
center on
see
the
what you're saying.
market.
That makes
If
sense.
you
Yep.
think you can do better in the draft, you can go get a good veteran guard and be just as okay.
Yeah. And they can go and get a left guard or right guard if that person favors one side, because Tevin's played both of them anyways. So
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is the most important, I think, offseason of our lifetime, and I think it might go down as one of the most important in the history of the entire franchise, in terms of what we can get, the value we have, what's available in this draft. And I mean, we've been talking about this draft for almost 2 years now. It's just so much up top to like. And I mean, fuck, if you like one of these receivers so much, fucking trade back up if you're worried about someone taking them before 9. Or if you want one of these O linemen, fucking trade back up. I mean, you can do so many different things. I mean, I'm not encouraging that. I think we're on the boat. Like, let's save our assets. Don't need to be making trades. We can sign free agents. We can build through the draft and still maximize what we have. But I mean, it's going to be fun, and the rumors are that they've made the decision on Fields. He's not the guy, and it's most likely going to be Caleb. Take that for what it's worth. But we have a lot of
Back to what you said though. I do think you need to trade Fields. I don't know necessarily before free agency, but if you're going to trade him for draft capital, you obviously have to do it before the draft. Like, he's got to be gone, and he's got to be gone soon.
I would just like a
That's the
team to get
decision.
desperate, and it's like, well, fucking, we don't know if Cousins is for sure going to leave Minnesota, and we don't know this. Now, if Cousins is like, yeah, I'm going to fucking entertain, I'm not going to resign in Minnesota, and blah, 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 then that team is like, wait a minute, let me see. Oh, the Broncos aren't bringing back Russ? Okay, let me see. Maybe we can get him cheaper.
Well, the Broncos are for sure not bringing back
Peyton
Russ.
said they'd be open to talking if he lowers whatever he's making, so that's not a foregone conclusion. I think he's just talking bullshit because I think that relationship is over. But you never know. Crazy shit happens. And
they benched him for the last 2 games, so he specifically so he wouldn't get a bonus.
I don't know, Bruce. Weird shit happens in the NFL. I'm just saying. I know. I bet it was before the Super Bowl, like $25 for Fields to go to the Patriots, because I think that's an option for them in trading there. I think they have like the 30 or 31st pick from someone they got in the first round, or no, it's the first pick in the second round, 33 or something. I don't know. I like them, and I think Pittsburgh, after Schefter kind of dropped that little nugget the other day that Pittsburgh's front office and Mike Tomlin really, really like him, and then they let Mitch go, and they're going to bring a competition for Kenny Pickett. I know we've joked on the show about Pittsburgh not going with another Bears quarterback, but do you guys think Pittsburgh or New England are the two most likely landing spots? DraftKings and a lot of the books say so, with Atlanta not a distant third, but up there as well. Where you guys think Fields ends up? I would trade him to the AFC just because I don't want to deal with that.
I think he's going to go to Pittsburgh. I think Atlanta's more likely than New England. Just a gut feeling. Just where I'm at with it. Obviously, I don't know all the talk and insider stuff that a lot of these guys know, but it's just a gut feeling that I got.
Boston's pretty notorious for the things they yell at people who aren't white around those parts.
I was there, dude. It wasn't. I mean, it was a lot, but it wasn't as bad as you think. Maybe that would change if there were other. I mean, you know what? I take that back. There were some people yelling some crazy shit at Tua and Tyreek.
Yes. See, I don't know if Justin Fields necessarily would be the New England kind of quarterback, and I think any good front office can kind of see that. They have a very specific look they're going for behind center in New England. I think Mike Tomlin said he really likes.
They went and got Cam Newton.
Their coach is
yeah, and how long did that last?
And the coach is Gerard Mayo.
Yeah, that's true. They're changing things. I don't know. Justin Fields just tell me Justin Fields feels like a. That's what. Yeah, he's just not a New England quarterback.
I can totally see him in Pittsburgh though.
And that
I think
division,
he would do well there.
I mean, dude, but if you look at both divisions, it's like, fuck. Okay, I'm gonna go up against Burrow, Watson, and Lamar. Those teams are all pretty good. And then I'm like,
well, I mean, this also isn't Fields' choice.
No,
it's
I know.
Fields' choice where he goes.
I know, but I'm just saying, you look at those spots and like those teams can't look back at themselves and be like, yeah, we got a chance to beat the Bills, Jets, and Dolphins with Fields. With I don't even know some of the fucking skill group on the Patriots right now. It's so bad. Like,
yeah,
make that
tough scene.
New England's got to be the last place that he wants to go, bro, because there ain't a lot going on for him over there.
I mean, besides a new head coach, no. But yeah, I think it's Pittsburgh. I mean,
I think Atlanta makes the most sense personnel-wise.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
But I could see Justin Fields being very good playing under Mike Tomlin. I think Mike Tomlin would figure out how to use him.
But it's like, how good does he get in that division with those teams?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough division to play in.
But it's like, is Mike Tomlin just like, dude, I'm trying to survive. Anyway, it's what I do every year. Like, we'll sneak into a wild.
I think he knows Kenny Pickett ain't his answer.
I think he knows that. I mean, you got to be fucking blind to not know that.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett's just not. Look, he's probably a nice kid. He's not good at NFL style.
And then how he got benched and he refused to like show up to the facility and like be the backup, and they made him the third string. Like, dude, come on, just don't be an idiot.
Yeah, it is a tough scene for the young man.
We'll wrap it up quickly here, really quick. Bears Hall of Fame, 3 guys in. All the signs are pointing.
2 guys in. I'm tired of people saying that. I'm not counting fucking Julius Peppers.
Okay, 2 like cornerstone. Did a lot.
And a guy who played for the Bears for a couple years, and then went and immediately played for the Packers.
I mean, Jim
fuck
McMahon,
that guy. Yeah, I don't want Jim McMahon.
Jim McMahon also wore a Bears jersey to the fucking Super Bowl meet and greet when he was a Packer.
Yeah, I would have to get
Jim McMahon went there because he probably got
Julius Pepper to me is a Panther Packer then Bear. I'm
okay with that.
Although I did hear he got like 24% of his career sacks in 4 seasons with the Bears.
I mean, dude, he was a great free agent signing. He wasn't bad. He was awesome.
He wasn't awesome.
I think
he wasn't what he was in Carolina, and he wasn't what he was in Green Bay. I'm not saying he was bad. He's obviously in the Hall of Fame. He was definitely good here. Don't get me wrong. But from what we paid for and what we got,
what else was on that line? I don't remember anyone else on that line. It was just him. Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's no.
And he still put up
Shane
numbers.
McClellan.
Alex Brown, maybe.
Alex Brown
Was that after Alex
That
Brown?
That was after. No Tommy Harris. None of these motherfuckers.
He still put up numbers.
I'm gonna have to look at I'm gonna look at the 2010 to when he was there defenses. But I'm telling you, on that line, it was him getting doubled. He was still getting there.
When did Lance Briggs retire?
The year after Urlacher, so 2013 or 14. 2013. After that ball to Cobb, Briggs retired that year. He didn't. No, he might have played for Trestman year too, but I think he hated him and retired. That's what I thought. Pretty sure, but I'm pretty sure Peppers didn't have much help.
Love Devin Hester. I think he should have got in the first year he was eligible.
Yeah, I mean Devin Hester. That's
the man changed. He's my favorite Bear of all time.
Oh, not even close.
For me,
it was. I'm thinking back to this, and I remember because Bruce and I used to watch games at each other's houses all the time. For his entire career with the Bears, if there was a kick return or punt return, you thought it was going back for 6, and it either did. Or it was a 30, 40-yard game. We got the ball in midfield.
Devin Hester has never stopped short of a touchback minimum. He was always past the 20.
It was unbelievable to have that feeling. And I look back.
He changed the game, dude. He changed the game. They had to change the kick rule because of him.
That's not why they changed the kick.
Yeah, that's more on like.
Just because of Devin Hester. Just let me have it.
No, it's because people were getting too many concussions.
Yeah.
Don't care.
I mean, I remember the Super Bowl one. That was insane. There was just some other one. He single-handedly won games.
The Super Bowl one, man. Like,
he literally, erupted. Between Devin Hester and the defense, they literally won that game in 2006 in Arizona.
Yeah, literally.
We are who they thought they were.
Yeah.
Devin Hester scored twice and the defense scored.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking insane.
Dude, there were games.
How do you have 2 punt returns, not even in the same game, but the same half?
Dude.
The second half of the same game.
Electric performance from D. Hester and the D on that day.
I remember in 2007, they went down 7-0 to the Broncos, couldn't score, force a punt. He ties it on a punt return. Denver scores down and goes up 14-7. He takes the kick return back to tie it. The Bears don't score an offensive touchdown except for late in the game, like Grossman threw one down to Desmond Clark. Gold kicks a game-winning field goal. They win 17-14. He sucked as a receiver. I don't know. I mean, his hands weren't great. I don't know what it was, and he couldn't run routes. He wasn't smart enough to run routes. No offense, Devin.
I don't think he knew the route tree.
No, I don't think. I think Cutler and most of these guys were like, dude, just fucking go deep. I'm gonna chuck it to you and we're gonna see what happens. Which is legendary.
The fastest guy we've ever seen. Just run. Jay Cutler's got a huge arm. He'll try to hit you.
The space on my wall. I've been searching for a signed Super Bowl Hester jersey. That's not
dude. I've been trying to find a Devin Hester jersey, period, and that shit is difficult.
They're hard. They're hard to find.
A real one, not some fucking one where the.
I mean, think about it. Most of the Fairweather kids that we grew up with were like wearing Peyton Manning and.
Dude, I had a Devin Hester jersey, man.
No, I know that was my first.
Dude, fuck you! I had a Peyton Manning jersey.
Okay, I'm not hating.
Pussy, did you have a Hester jersey?
I did.
Everyone had
a Hester jersey. Good enough.
I had a Hester jersey and an Urlacher jersey.
I had a white one.
If you didn't have an Urlacher or Hester, you were a pussy.
I had both. I had Peyton Manning. I had
I
Donovan McNabb, and I had Brett Favre. I am Michael Vick.
I got a Peyton Manning because you got a
Maurice Jones-Drew.
I got that in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean
MJD and Sean Taylor in high school.
That's Sean Taylor's a dope jersey.
I can't find that jersey, and I'm upset.
Dude, you could just hang that up in any room, and it would just go well with that.
I got a Walter Payton jersey, a Dick Butkus jersey, but these are like fucking the old school ones, and they're like signable and shit, dude. They're pretty sick. I was thinking about picking them.
I love how Nick said we were gonna wrap up quickly. Now we're talking about what jerseys we own.
I'm reminiscing my football glory days.
That was a good topic. I like that.
Shout out to Mongo, Steve McMichael, obviously batting ALS. I just saw his rush to the hospital.
Yeah, he's in the hospital with pneumonia right now, which is.
Well, I don't know if
that is
But that 9-minute ESPN clip on Sunday, NFL Countdown Sunday, I almost started crying. I didn't even watch the guy play or like have anything to do with it. That was awesome. That's what the Bears are all about. And like what people don't know about that, I've read a lot into it. Like he was the guy who's just supposed to fill his gap and not get the like really good matchups and kind of just be the guy that distracts everyone else. And everyone else got the credit in the sacks, but he still put up crazy numbers. Like it was such a big part. Like people were still shocked to this day that his responsibilities were what they were in the gap, and he still put up those kind of numbers, getting doubled and triple teamed and like being a decoy and shit. So shout out to him. Long overdue. It sucks he's not in good health, but yeah, the Bears will be in the Hall of Fame game. I'm guessing they're going to be on Hard Knocks at this rate too.
Fuck.
Yeah.
With the
I mean, the only thing that might save us is Flus being such a vanilla fuck that they're like, dude.
Yeah, he ain't gonna be fun to watch.
He's gonna be like, right.
They'll just follow around Poles and Kevin Warren trying to deal with the draft in the fucking new stadium.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't want to be on Hard Knocks.
I would be intrigued to see how Flus is. And get some videos.
He's the same. He's like the white.
He's a dummy. He's a fucking
dumb.
dum.
I'd still be interested to see.
Dum give me
I
gum.
feel like there was some stuff where people like talked about he is good with players and building relationships with players. I wonder how that is.
That's fine. Win fucking football games against the Green Bay Packers and give me a home playoff game.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
That's what
I don't care who it's against. Just win fucking football games.
Just win.
This team has not done that enough over the last decade. We
Hasn't
need to
done
start
enough
winning
in
football
our
games.
10 playoff wins in the Super Bowl era. Mahomes has 16. Brady has 35. What the fuck?
Dude, remember as a kid when we went to the playoffs a lot and we actually like had a chance at being good?
Yeah.
I'd even take that.
Dude, I would take a wild card berth on the road.
I would take anything but this.
Give me January not late January. Give me January meaningful football every year. It's like every year we're talking about Black Monday and what we're gonna do with the coordinator. Just give me a good fucking team.
I hate the feeling.
There's no good team in
of your season being done in late September, early fucking October.
It's awful.
And feeling like it's all over. And then getting sucked back in at some point because they won a game or two in a row and getting heartbroken all over again.
Oh,
enough.
Game.
It's been enough.
Yeah, it's
Give
been
me
enough.
a break. Give me some wins.
I'm telling you, we're gonna have a good.
You're the only dumb who wanted to win. Oh wait, no, both of you morons wanted to win games this year.
If they win against Cleveland, dude, I'm telling you.
I still think.
Dude, I'm telling you, if we would have just lost out and we had 1 and 2. We'd be so much better right now.
Caleb and MHJ
could still get MHJ. Trade back up.
It could have been Caleb and MHJ, and then another first round pick.
Trade with the Commanders. Trade with the fucking Patriots.
Dude, if we had
They're
1
both
and 2,
taking
we could trade one.
Trade
Trade one for a haul. Draft MHJ, draft Jaden Daniels, draft a lineman because we have 3 first round picks now.
Caleb.
I'm just thinking of things that could have been.
Caleb Williams is the guy, I think. But
he is now.
Any final words, boys, on this NFL season? I think it was fun. We're all profitable, it's hard to do. Promo code Frosty, Underdog Fantasy Sports. I think I won $750 with playoff best ball, so that was fun. Had a few Chiefs and Niners in my lineup, but promo code Frosty. Thought it was a good year. Anything you want to close on?
I just hope the Chiefs don't win another one next year.
Fair.
Damn, they really are the new Patriots that got you fucking feeling away, huh?
They do. I don't like seeing repeat things. Like, let's give me something new. Let's get the Bears in the Super Bowl.
Chelsea City on Saturday at 11:30. Be there. That's my
Please
final words.
don't be there. It'll be better for your mental health.